If you as the woman decide to leave your husband, then you better call your mommy, you better call your daddy, you better call somebody. Don't think I'm going, what, you gonna leave me and then I'm gonna still take care of you, though? Are you good? She left her marriage and joined a dating app, but now she regrets it. Oh man, I feel like I've heard this story before. Video by AQ. All right, let's check this out, man. Some more bad decisions, it sounds like.
But it was the things that he said and the way they made me feel. That's the reason why I'm not with him today.
All right.
And one of those things that he said to me was when we were already splitting up and I was moving out. And I was telling him, like, hey, you know, we don't need to do a nasty divorce, but, like, you do need to, like, give me some money to go on about my way, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past year and a half, and I don't have anything to show for that year where I could have been earning money. I was at home taking care of us. Like, you got to work because of my sacrifice, so I deserve something. And, like, nothing unreasonable, but just something so that I can breathe, so that I'm not, like, paycheck to paycheck.
I hear what she's saying, but it depends on who's leaving who. If you as the woman decide to leave your husband, then you better call your mommy, you better call your daddy, you better call somebody. Don't think I'm going, what, you gonna leave me and then I'm gonna still take care of you, though? Are you good? But if I, as your husband, say, hey, I don't want to be in this marriage anymore, I'm leaving, and you've just been a stay-at-home mom, I do think it's reasonable to give her a month or two to help her get up on her feet. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on who's leaving who.
And he told me, he said, and I also said that, yeah, I didn't work, but, like, I provided value because I gave birth to 2 children and I raised them. And I helped with family life. And his answer was, what you did, that's not how value works. What you did it have any value? Because there was a lot of women who wanted to give me kids. I could have had kids with anybody. But you can't just run out and go find a man to provide for you any day of the week. So me providing for you was more valuable than you giving me 2 children. And, like, I just...
That's kind of a weird, kind of a nasty way to put it, but I actually see what he's saying. He's like, look, any woman can push out 2 babies. Not any man can provide for a woman who has pushed out 2 babies. But I think this ain't even the point, trying to argue who's more valuable, who had the harder job. Bro, don't give a fuck about whether she thinks you're a good person or a good man or a man of integrity. Fuck her. You know what I'm saying? If she's leaving, fuck her. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what argument you gonna put to me to try and guilt me. I'm not giving you shit. You want my shit, then you gotta be my wife. That's it. You feel me? So if you want to take me to court or whatever, then that will be whatever it is. I ain't even gonna stress about it. But I'm just gonna give you money. Child support is a different thing. If she keeping the kids, you gotta give her a little bit of bread to take care of the kids. So, but just give you money?
I just really want to spare, like, any young woman.
Oh, God.
What you go through to bring these children to this planet is not worth what they're telling you is going to be your reward. I had to sit there and hear him say that to my face. When they say marriage is a humiliation ritual, this is what they mean.
This is bullshit. Like, okay, so she's never said anything a little spicy, a little mean, a little nasty to her husband, huh? Okay, all right. Now, look how she titled this. This is why I left my husband. No, you were already leaving your husband when he said that. You ain't tell us why you left him, right? She's just crying about the fact that he's saying, look, I brought more to this union than you did, which I think that's a dumb argument, right? You guys had children together. You had a life together. You were a team together. You guys both voluntarily signed up for it, and you did. No one told you to marry him. No one made you marry him. No one made you open your legs for him. No one made you have his kids. And in the same way, no one made him propose to you. No one made him have kids with you. No one made him say, I'm going to take care of you. You guys both voluntarily signed up for this arrangement. Shit ain't work out. Okay, it didn't work out. To try after the fact, trying to argue who had the harder job or who brought more or who needed who more. It's like, bro, that ain't the point. You feel me?
I've forgotten more shit that he said like that to me than I can remember.
I don't trust anybody who will turn on a camera and put their personal business out there to the world, much less turn on a camera and starts crying. I just think that's a sign of mental issues. That's just what I think. Now,
definitely
this chick,
bad idea. Don't ever fucking do no shit like that. That's for sure.
She wants her husband that she decided to walk away from. She walked away from the marriage, and she is demanding her husband to provide some type of
alimony,
financial
stipend,
assistance for her, since she decided to be a stay-at-home mom.
And also, she was saying a year and a half. She has a year and a half of not working. That ain't none. That's not a problem. You should have lined all that up before you left. If you were smart, you would have, you know what I'm saying, applied to a job and get all that shit sorted out before you walked out.
This is how she feels about a job.
Having to text your manager that you're going to be late because you're taking your daughter to her first day of school and there was a lot of things going on. It's just like, it's almost like you're a child. And
this woman is allergic to accountability. She's a professional victim. I mean, a job is energy harvesting. They treat me like a child because they think they can tell me what to do. When you get a job, you agree to work within certain parameters. When you start violating those parameters, you're going to be reprimanded for it. It's very simple. AKA, you show up late. I don't care why you're late. You told me you'd be on time. You got to figure that shit out. Or at the very least, give me a heads up, which I'm sure she didn't do. And now she wants to cry.
Like, it should just be fine to be late. Like, it literally should just be fine to be late unless it's affecting others.
Huh?
This is her mindset. So obviously this woman is extremely privileged. So it's not surprising that she is leaving her husband and she's demanding him give her money since she was a stay-at-home mom. Check this out.
How I ended up on this date was because I'm newly single. I was going out of town and I just wanted to go on a date. But I didn't want to go on a date with anyone that really reminded me of my ex. But I also just didn't want to go on a date with anyone who I perceived to be like, I don't know, just like that stereotypical energy of masculines taking you on a date. Like trying to get something out of it, like, you know, peacocking and all that. I really just wanted to have fun. So I matched with this guy on a dating app.
Okay.
And mind you,
so she didn't want to go on a date with no niggas with confidence. She was like, yeah. No, I need a real weak, soft man.
Only on the dating app for this purpose. So I was not trying to meet anyone to date. I was just trying to meet someone for this trip that I was going on to go on a date. And during this trip, that's it.
This woman couldn't stop eating to record this video. I gotta listen to her smacking the whole fucking time.
He was a stand-up comedian. It was all over his profile. I love stand-up comedy. When he matched with me and he matched with me, I messaged him in response to like a really funny joke that he had, like some sort of punchline or one-liner. And as we had a conversation, he was just very funny and charming in the text. We never talked on the phone. First mistake. So he invited me to this place where it was kind of like a game hall, like pool, board games and things of that nature.
Okay, all right.
I was totally down for that because, like I said, I just wanted to have fun. Like, it wasn't about courting or going somewhere fancy. I just wanted to have fun. So when I get there, I'm kind of like, this place is a bit of a dive, but it was fine. I got in there. Y'all, I met the guy. And what I could say is, like, his pictures online, he wasn't my type. He wasn't a stereotypically attractive guy. I wasn't sure what he was.
All right, so keep track. She wanted an attractive guy. That's the kind of guy she's into because, of course, she wants a good-looking guy who's tall, but also is not masculine, doesn't have much confidence. Okay.
Ethnically, but he was more like Middle Eastern. And it was never about that for me. But when I met him, I noticed that, like, the confidence and the communication skills that were in the text messages were completely missing. Like, he couldn't really hold a conversation that felt enthusiastic and genuine. It honestly seemed like he was trying to just monitor what I was saying and just say whatever I wanted to hear. So I was like, oh, okay. But honestly, I just felt compassionate. I was like, this guy, he seems like he's had it hard. Like, he's not very physically attractive. He seems kind of nerdy and shy, which is odd because he's a stand-up comedian, but, like, it's fine. Like, my energy is very open and accepting, so it's just like, let's go with it. So we hang out and get food, and I don't drink.
Now the date has turned into a pity party. Now she's just doing it because she feel bad for him. That's crazy.
So, no drinks. And we ended up playing board games, basically. And to be honest, it was very uneventful. Nothing really happened. We talked a little bit about him being Palestinian, and I let him know, like, how, you know, like, fuck IDF, you know? But ultimately, it was just a non-starter. Like, it wasn't an amazing date, but it just wasn't what it was. I feel like he kind of put on in the text messages to be something maybe that he's just not comfortable being in real life. Tell me why.
I mean, a lot of people are way more confident in text than they are in real life.
At home, I text him, I say, thanks for a good time. And he says, yeah, I really appreciate that. I just want you to know, since I don't know if I'm going to see you tomorrow, I'm really well endowed, and I want you to sit on it.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro. Bro had no game, no riz, no confidence the whole night. By the end, he's like, hey, just so you know, got a big dick. You want to sit on it? Hey, man. I guess you get points for trying. That's so fucking lame, though.
When I saw that text come through my phone, I really couldn't even believe what was happening because, mind you, this man has no riz, no charisma. He's very, very shy, very introverted. When he laughs, it kind of sounds like the Joker in the new Joker movie, where it's like, you know, are you okay? Like, it's a very off-putting laugh that he has.
This is what you left your husband to experience, by the way. They say the grass is always greener, huh?
And he never made any sexual advance towards me at all. It was very, like, almost like I'm, like, on a date with a 12-year-old kid.
Wow.
So for him to have the gall to text me that.
Yo, I truly feel bad for the man who saw this woman and said to himself, I want to marry her. I want to start a family with this woman. Just think about it, fam. This woman left her marriage to go on a dating app. And in her mind, which is pure BS, she was on there hunting for new dinner. But she claims she was on there for fun or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But just think about that, bro. She left a marriage to go on a dating app. And this is what I mean when I say some women wants to be married, but they don't want to be a wife. They are not prepared and they are not built to be a wife. You got to pay attention to a woman's actions. If a woman is willing to leave a marriage and a man that she had kids with to do some shit like that is very telling. That's a woman who belongs to the streets. And as men, this is why you have to be very selective and take your time, get to know a woman, do a background check. If a woman is making weird videos and crying on the internet and things like that, if she's putting up videos on the internet talking about her relationship, if she's going to the internet and putting her relationship information out there, keep away from a woman like that, bro.
Yeah, I think that advice at the end is very good. You definitely want a low-key chick. You don't want a chick that's being all emotional on the internet. But to build on top of what he just said at the end, definitely marriage is not something that anybody should rush into. I highly recommend you waiting at least until your late 20s to early 30s to get married, especially if you're a guy, at least that long. And to kind of actually go back to something she said earlier in the video about how marriage or having kids isn't this thing that people portray it to be, as if it's going to, people say it all the time, oh, having kids, that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, or shit like that. People say things like that. What I will say is that nothing external in life will ever give you fulfillment. Nothing external, not a certain kind of chick, having healthy, smart, beautiful kids, being successful, being famous, having money. None of those things will ever give you a sense of, yes, things are good now. I did it. I'm set. And so if you pursue any of these things, including getting married and having kids, thinking that it's going to give you some sense of fulfillment, you are going to be woefully disappointed. But you let me know what you think about this situation in the comment section down below. Until next time, peace out.